This is a percent increase problem, and the way you do that, it'll be a fraction or ratio, and the numerator will be the difference, meaning after the increase minus the original over the original. So what we're dealing with here is price and earnings, and it says that the price per share increased by K percent. Well, K percent, if they'd given you a number like 5%, you could use 0.05, or you could use 5 over 100. But it says K percent, and I can't write K as a decimal, so I have to write it as, I can't write K percent as a decimal, so I have to write it as a fraction. So it would be, to show the increase amount, it would be 1 plus K over 100. And then if you multiply that times the price, that will be the new price. Because that's, if you multiply, get rid of your parentheses, that's P plus P times K over 100. So if you take the original price and add to it the increase amount, you'll have the new price. So that's what that represents. And then it also talks about earnings. Let me erase that so I have more room. This is going to be a busy problem. Well, it's not a rate. Oh, there we go. So, earnings per share, what do they do? Earnings per share of stock X increased by M percent. So that will be 1 plus M over 100 times E. And we're trying to figure out by what percent did the ratio of price per share to earnings per share increase. So the original would have been, we're trying to find price to earnings. So the original would have been price over earnings. And then this and this is after increase. So let's find the ratio after the increase of price per earnings. So that would be price, which is 1 plus K over 100 times a P. That's price over earnings, 1 plus M over 100 times E, minus the original, which is P over E, and then over the original, which is P over E. Now, if you notice, every one of these, there's 2 terms in the top and 1 term in the bottom. Every one has a P over E. So let's multiply every term in the top and every term in the bottom by E over P, E over P. And if you do that, those will cancel out. So you're left with 1 plus K over 100 over 1 plus M over 100. P over E times E over P, that would be minus 1. And then, of course, bottom, you've got to multiply it by E over P. And, of course, that's just going to be 1 as well. So this looks much nicer. What I'm going to do now is we've got a complex fraction here. Let's multiply the top by 100 and the bottom by 100. Both terms. 100 times 1 is 100. Oops. Plus 100 times K over 100. The K cancels. I'm sorry, the 100 cancels, so you're left with K. Let me erase that. So you've got 100 plus K. And then in the numerator, 100 times denominator, 100 times 1 is 100. And then 100 times M over 100, those 100s cancel, and you're left with plus M. Now this, we do not do anything to the minus 1. What we need to do now is just get a common denominator, and our common denominator will be 100 plus M. So the first fraction is 100 plus K over 100 plus M minus 100 plus M over 100 plus M. Now, that minus sign here goes with both of these terms. So, where am I going to write? That's going to be 100 plus K minus 100 minus M over 100 plus M. And these cancel out. And I'm going to go where? I guess I'll go over here. I'm all over the board. That's going to leave me a K minus an M over 100 plus m. And no, that it doesn't look like a decimal, but that's in decimal form. And if I want to switch that to percent form, I would have to multiply it by 100. So do we have an answer that looks like that? 100 times k minus m over 100 plus m. That looks to me like that's D. There's your answer.